Hey, what's up everybody? In this video I will talk about what I learned from attending my very first Star Wars Legion tournament, how I prepared, how I did, and how you can do better in your very first tournament. If you have been following this channel, you know I went with the Bright Tree Village Battle Force for this skirmish tournament. I knew it wasn't the best list, especially because that Bright Tree Village normally does best when having hordes of Ewoks on the battlefield, giving them massive amounts of activations. But having Chewbacca and an ATST in the list was too much fun to pass up on. If you want to see more about why I chose the Bright Tree Village, I made a video about it, you can check it out right here. In preparation for the tournament, me and my buddy Rick sat down once a week for about a month to test strategies and to see how both of our lists worked. And this is the first and maybe quite obvious tip in preparation for your first tournament. Know your list. Knowing what your upgrades do, what your command cards do, and just how your army performs in certain types of situations is very, very important. And not only for trying to win games, but just to keep the flow of the game going. Since I'm quite new at Star Wars Legion, this also doubled for just getting familiar with the rule set just a bit more. The more you play, the more you learn. One thing that I learned about my army is that whenever my Ewoks get cover, let's say heavy cover, they are very, very hard to kill. But if they don't...
You're gonna have a bad time!
More on that later. Apart from getting to know your army and reading through that rulebook just more than you think is necessary, make sure you have your game tools at the ready and organize them before the tournament starts. Star Wars Legion has different kinds of tokens, unit cards, command cards, upgrade cards, range rulers, movement tools, and preferably 2 sets of specialty dice, maybe even 3. So you can see why you want to have all of this organized before you start playing. The way I organize my unit and upgrade cards is with these very handy card trays. I finally got my own, I think they are a must-have for Legion. It so happens that they fit perfectly in this old cigar box that I got at a thrift store. When moving tables, you stack up these trays and you're ready to set up for your next match. There are definitely other organizing options like these binder pages, and I'll probably make a video about how to organize your cards and all the different stuff that comes with Legion in the near future. The last thing in preparation for the tournament is to actually physically prepare yourself. I really thought people were exaggerating when they said, you know, wear comfortable shoes, be sure to hydrate, eat enough, get a good night's sleep. But I can tell you now firsthand, do not underestimate this. It's true.
All of it. It's all true.
So with having a good night's sleep, proper breakfast, let's head to our very first tournament. I arrived in the beautiful city of Haarlem early enough to shoot some nice B-roll. Whenever the store opened, it didn't take long before it was go time. When asked who is new to Star Wars Legion, like 90% of the people raised their hand, and this was kind of like a load off my shoulders because I thought I was going to be the new guy. The community is very welcoming overall, and these casual kinds of tournaments, they're kind of like made for new people, you know. You play against different kinds of opponents, it's only going to help you, so do not be nervous. It's okay if you're the new guy. In my first match, I got matched up against an opponent with his Separatist force on this beautiful Jedi Temple battlefield. In my practice games against Rick, I knew that being aggressive with the Ewoks, it paid off as long as I had some sort of cover. I moved my Ewoks up an extra 1 speed move because of my forest dwellers, and with the free Dutch token, they are already in a very good spot to move up in range of scoring the all-important middle objective, which you can start scoring in the second turn. General Grievous and his Magna Guard were the focus of my Chewbacca ATST, and I picked off all but 1 Magna Guard, and he died the next turn. Grievous got wounded pretty badly by the time he reached the middle objective in round 3, and I was able to finish him off. All that was left is to make sure my opponent was unable to outnumber me with his units. In the end, I had moved up most of my army and won my first match. The next matchup was against I'd never played, heard or checked what the Geonosians are all about, but I found out soon enough. I moved up my Ewoks pretty much the same way as I did in my first match, aggressive and in arm's reach of taking the objective the second round. Little did I know that the Geonosians had the death from above keyword. This allows them to ignore cover whenever their target is below them. Ouch for my Ewoks. Like I said before, my Ewoks need cover to survive, since only in cover their low profile keyword works. It was a bloodbath. The only thing I could do was to shoot Chewie into the B2 droids, killing both units. With all of my Ewoks gone, I didn't have enough units to even take 1 point, so I lost my second match. At this point of the tournament and during that match, I realized that I didn't really eat enough. I was feeling a bit drowsy. Remember when I talked about physically preparing for a tournament? It's true.
It's all true.
Think about your energy take-in, people. It's very, very important. Although this tournament was very casual, I really wanted to take that last game home. I went up against a very cool rebel force with different trooper upgrades, including some anti-vehicle stuff, pathfinders, and Din Djarin. Din nominated Logray as his bounty. Killing Logray would mean an extra victory point for my opponent. Naturally, I moved Logray out of the way, which conveniently got him in the spot where he wants to be, close to his furry little friends. My Ewoks followed the same principle as the games before, moving up to the middle objective as fast as I could while staying in cover. With Logray moving out of the way, the only real target Din had was Chewbacca in the AT-ST, which he wisely ignored. At the end of the match, we were really fighting for the objective and it was really close. Unfortunately for my opponent, his dice rolls were really bad. I think it was my Ewok skirmishers that were able to take out Din Djarin, losing him that extra bounty victory point. I mean, I got extremely lucky with the dice rolls, but I won my second game in the tournament. Winning 2 out of 3 matches was great, but really just an extra compared to meeting new people and playing a game system that I've come to love over the past few months. In the closing ceremony, I got some nice alternate art cards, including this Chewbacca. A very cool reminder of my very first Star Wars Legion tournament ever. I'd like to thank Tabletop Kingdom Haarlem for opening the doors for us and providing us with such cool prizes. And I might have mentioned it one time too many, but Rick, you are a boss for putting all your time, effort and money into the awesome battlefields that we fought upon. These skirmish tournaments will be held every quarter and I cannot wait for the next one. Not in the last place, because I decided to do something special for every one of those tournaments. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, because we hit that magical 500 subscriber point. Yes. Be sure to check out my live streams. I do 2 live streams every week. And I do videos pretty much every week or other week. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe and I'll see you guys later.